A 39% tariff on Swiss watches starting this week. Sounds insane, right? Let's talk about it. So here's the deal. As of August 7th, all Swiss made imports, including luxury brands from brands like Rolex, Omega, Patek Philippe, and Cartier, are facing a massive 39% tariff when entering the US. This isn't just a small policy shift, it's a direct hit to both collectors and sellers. You're about to feel it whether you're buying retail or flipping watches in the gray market. Now, back in April, the tariffs were already raised to 10% under something called the Liberation Day Executive Order. But a 39% hike, that came out of nowhere, and is specifically targeting Switzerland, harder than the EU, Japan, and even the UK, where notoriously it has been harder to get watches in and out of. What's the reaction? The market freaked. Shares of companies like Richemont and Swatch dropped 3 to 5% from the minute this announcement was made. Any major exporters, they've already started pausing U.S. shipments. That means supply shock is incoming. What does that mean for you, though? I think that means prices are going up. U.S. dealers, they're going to feel squeezed for a while, and the pre-owned market is about to spike, which is good because, of course, a lot of these tariffs are only on brand new pieces. The real kicker, watches that are already in the U.S., they suddenly got a whole lot more expensive because new inventory just got away. It got way more expensive to import these brand new pieces. But here's the question I keep asking. Why? Why would you hit Switzerland with a 39% tariff and letting countries like the EU skate by with only 15%? Is that trade leverage? Is that political posturing? Or is it just a misunderstanding of how the global luxury watch markets actually work? I think collectors are already asking whether now's the time to buy and sell with, rumors of a recession coming. And yeah, it might be, but it depends how long something like this lasts. If Switzerland plays ball, then I think we'll be fine. But if not, we are in for quite a bit of price hikes when it comes to new pieces. What does that mean? It means if you're a buyer, you have to be cautious. If you're a seller, you have to be strategic. I know Taylor Timepieces, we are selling a lot more these days than we are buying for that reason. And when we do buy, we buy from trusted sources, as we always did, primarily in the U.S. I think the U.S. government has to stop with nuking the watch market for political flexing. I think that's, a lot of brands are going to see a change. And one thing I would say is, make sure that when you're getting a piece, you're aware of these tariffs. If you have a choice, always buy stateside. I know that's kind of what we're trying to artificially change, with these tariffs, is to buy U.S. and buy stateside. So a lot of the inventory that is pre-owned, that's already in the States, is going to be affected, but they're going to be affected not because the tariffs are, affecting them, but because the dealers are getting more greedy with that in mind. I think the secondary market is still going to be the place to shop when it comes to the best deals. and I would start looking into sourcing from other places that aren't the U.S. if there's no inventory available in the U.S. for the piece that you like. That means the EU, that means Japan, where there is still a 10 to 15% tariff, but it's much less than 39% coming from Switzerland. And yeah, it's going to be unfortunate. It's going to be a rough couple of weeks, rough couple of months for those of us that are very much in the know and have their finger on the pulse of the watch market. But I think we'll get through it like we do, all the time. And I think that this will weed out a lot of people that from the seller side that are what we call backpack watch dealers that don't stand by their product, are not here for the long run, and they're just here for the quick buck. And so yeah, I mean I'm not arrogant enough to say, hey, the market's going to crash, but I think it's going to be a rough couple of weeks for those of us who collect watches on a pretty regular basis. Again, this is Nick from Taylor Timepieces, and I want to be bringing you the real info and not just the weird PR spin that everything's going to be fine. It will be tough for the next couple of weeks, but I think in the long run, I think that it's going to be beneficial to the market. If you like this video, if you found value from it, please like and subscribe. And just for more brutally honest takes on the market and where we see it going, and just some updates. And always, please write a comment below about, your opinions and, will the tariff change how you buy watches? I know it's definitely going to change how I buy watches for my clients and inventory. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this tariff change. And, as always, I appreciate you giving this a watch. Thanks. Bye-bye.